So here we are on a very, very warm summer's day. Okay, so this is the first of 5 free classes. I do apologise for background noise. I normally would have all the windows closed just to make sure that we don't get any, but today it's so warm here in the UK. Hi Penny, it's so warm here that I've simply had to have all the windows open, so I do apologise if you can hear birds tweeting that way and traffic that way. Do apologise. Thankfully I'm on a pretty quiet road, so it shouldn't be too bad. Fingers crossed or touch wood. Okay, so today's free class. Why am I doing a free class? Well, I'm doing a free class because I want to share some information, and I really want to get this out there because I keep seeing so many questions and in various different places that I really feel it's about time that I addressed them. So I'm going to say hi Penny, hi Sarah, hi Fran. Brilliant and lovely to have you here. So I'm Nicola Smith. I run a handcrafted business, and it's my job to help you create and grow the handmade business, the craft business that you really want, the one that you dream of, what it is that you're working towards. So should we just get started? Hi Fran. Okay, so I've called this my 4 favourite words for marketing, and they are. Now, I used to have 4 different favourite words when I was back professional marketing, the marketing qualifications of Chartered Institute Marketing and all of that. My 4 favourite words were product, price, place, promotion, and I use those an awful lot still because they are really, really important still in marketing. Obviously your product is what you make, it's what you sell. Price, you've got to have it as the right price. You've got to be making money from this. You've got to have your numbers that work. The place, that's where you sell it from, and that's really, really important because it's all about your ideal customer and being where they are, the right people to buy your products. And promotion, well, that is, which it's a bit of a misnomer really, because whereas I think promotion, it's the word that you probably use marketing for. For me, marketing is the product, price, place, promotion. But for you, I'm sure when you think of promotion, which is the social media, it's the emails, it's the leaflets, it's advertising, it's all of that. That for me is promotion, whereas for you it's marketing. But hey, we all mean the same thing. We know what we're talking about. But that's changed recently. Those words have completely changed, and I've got a few different ones. So this to me is the essence of marketing. This is what we're all striving for within the marketing, within the promotion of our business. This sums up the process that the customers have to go through before they will buy from us. So they start as complete and utter strangers. They don't know us at all, so they're never going to buy from us because they've never seen our products, they don't know anything about us, they've got no knowledge of us at all. So the first thing we have to do is they have to get to know us. We have to give them, but that means we have to give them the opportunity to get to know us. This means we've got to be seen in new places, in front of new people, and we've got to get out there basically and be seen. And that means having the confidence in your product, the self-belief in what you do, and getting out there and having conversations with people. Now these conversations, hi Ashley, these conversations can be online, they can be on social media, in groups, they can be in person. You can talk to somebody stood at the bus stop or stood in the queue at the local supermarket. It doesn't matter. But whenever you can, whenever you are with someone or with a group of people who you think, yes, I have something to offer to them, then that is your opportunity for them to get to know you. And that's the very, very first thing that you have to do. Okay? So it's like, it can be social media, it can be anything. Social media is the easy one, isn't it, at the moment? That's the one where we all think of, oh, a lovely fly flying through. That's what you get for having all your windows open on a summer's day. Okay, so next word. I will say this is a very short class. I'm looking at keeping this to half an hour and having time for questions. So I'm flying through this. Any questions, please do ask them. So my next favourite word. Well, once they've had a chance to get to know you, so they've just got introduced to you, you've kind of said, hi, look, this is what I do. They have a choice at that point, don't they? They can go, oh, well, it's not really for me, and go away. Or actually, they're interested at this point. And these are the people that we want to carry on talking to. We want to give them a chance to get, now they know us, we want to give them a chance to get to like us. It all sounds pretty obvious, doesn't it? But we seem to forget this quite often in our marketing, which is why it's really, really important. You need to constantly get in front of new people. You need to then give those people a chance to get to like you as well. And that means they need to see more of you. They need to see more of your work. They need to hear from you. They want to get a feel for what you're like as a person. And the reason is that like has to become trust before they're going to become a customer. I use this phrase an awful lot at the moment, know, like, trust. Okay, and this is the process that your customers, potential customers, go through. You've got to get in front of the right people so they get the chance to get to know you. You then have to give them the chance to actually get to like you, which means telling them more about you, jumping on social media, sharing information. Now, the way we use social media has changed how this works. It's much more personal now. We all have a kind of a habit almost, or historical, not quite the word I'm really looking for, but this kind of, we've been trained that actually we have to be this professional person. We have this professional mask on and it all has to be perfect and it has to be this, that and the other. But actually the face of social media has really, really changed. And this is really impacting this stage. Because actually people want to know the people behind the business. They want to feel that they're treated like a real person. They want to realise that you understand them and you get them and you know what it is that you want. And actually you're preempting their needs. You're preempting whether it's the seasonal buy that's coming up or the colour change in the season, so where it is that they're going to want to be. That's your job to do that. But they want to see it from a real person. And that's where we have a tremendous opportunity as small handmade businesses to stand up and be seen and be heard. And using social media, of course, is a brilliant way to do that. So share what it is that you're working on now. Show your workspace if you can. Do all those things to give people a chance to get to know you and like you properly, so they really, really can start to trust you. Because until somebody trusts you, they're not going to buy from you. It's that simple. You need this element for them to buy from you. Now, if you use a platform like Etsy, I'm going to stick with Etsy actually, or even not on the high street or anywhere else that your customer trusts already, then obviously you've jumped some of this process because they've got trust of the platform. But if you haven't got that, if you're selling from your own website, if you're selling through social media, if you're selling in groups and you're selling as you, then this is really, really, really important. Now, even if you're on a third-party platform that is trusted and respected by your customer, doesn't matter what you think personally, it's what your customer thinks here that we're talking about. If that customer still has regular people that will go to on Etsy, then that's who they will go to. So you still need to come up onto their radar, so they still have a chance to get to know you and like you and trust you, but they're likely to trust you a little bit quicker because they trust Etsy or they trust the process of buying from Etsy. Okay. Hi Jane, lovely to see you. Okay, so know, like, trust, 3 of my favourite words at the moment. You'll see me and hear me saying them so often, but it really is the basis of what you do. I'm going to repeat it, only because it's so important. Know you is getting in front of new people. It's really getting out there and being seen by new people. And it's not being, you have to hear, not be afraid to repeat yourself as well, because those new people won't have seen what you've been saying previously. They're new to you. They've not heard of you before. They've not come across you before. So get out there in front of them and say things. It doesn't matter if you feel like you're repeating yourself sometimes. You then have to give them the chance to get to like you. So this is really where the personality comes across, where being yourself and having a laugh with people, if that's the type of person that you are, or just getting that connection with people, because people really do buy from people they know, like and trust. And then we come back to trust. You need that absolute, that's it. Before they will click and share their hard-earned cash with you and exchange it in return for what you're offering, they need to trust you. But once you get past that, once you've worked through that process and you have to know how it works. This is a system. I'm working through it really quickly and just saying the words, But actually, you need to be sure of each of this stage of your marketing yourself. You know, this is a no stage. This is, or a know you stage. I don't want to say a no, N-O, do I? No, K-N-O-W stage. This is the like stage. This is them having a chance to get to like me. And this is a trust stage. So now they can buy from me. Almost recognise each of those stages as clearly as that, so you know what it is that you're putting out there. And the beauty is, if you go through those 3 stages successfully and you get that trust and you deliver what it is that you've told them that you'll deliver and they are over the moon, you then end up with this. And that's loyalty. A really loyal customer who is then going to go on and tell their friends about you, who are going to tell everybody else about how wonderful you are, which will help you build your business. This process starts with just one person. So one person has to know you and like you and trust you to then buy from you, and then you've got that loyal customer who will then spread and give you word of mouth, and you can get the testimonials from them and you can share that word of mouth as well, and slowly and surely you will build up your business. But these 4 words are the basics of your marketing. I'm not sharing them very well there, am I? I think you've seen them enough. I'm rattling them around enough. So, hi Wemmy, hi Leanne, lovely to have you here. So, my question to you, when you are marketing, do you work through that process? Do you know that I'm now going out and putting time in to get to know new people, to be seen by new people? I'm now talking to my current audience. They've now having a chance to get to like me. We know they know me. Now they've got a chance to like me. And then how many chances are you giving them that like and trust kind of morph into one? You then have to make the offers. You have to kind of say, hi, here I am. This is what I've got. Come and buy it. It's brilliant. I know you're going to love it. That's the hardest part, making the offer. You've then got to make the offer. Know, like, trust. Make the offer. You've got a loyal customer who's going to then go out and do so much free marketing for you. And it's the best form of marketing as well, because a loyal customer, someone you've pleased, someone that you've given all that care and attention to, is going to go out and tell somebody else how wonderful you are. And you know that makes a massive difference. I've got to look now. My glasses aren't on, so I can apologise. I'm staring. So, alright, I'm really sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to say hello and I'm going to try it, but I apologise in advance if I get it wrong. Ayodel, have I said that correctly? Please let me know. My pronunciation of names is terrible, but hello, it's lovely to have you here. So, know, like, trust leads to loyalty. My 4 favourite words in marketing. Have you ever thought about your marketing from that perspective before? Specifically sat down and thought about it as a strategy? Because one of the things that we are all terrible at is talking to the same people over and over and over again. So we have a habit of skipping this section because we've done it once. We've done it once and that was enough. So we've done it once and now we focus on just getting these people, I'll get it into the camera shot, to get to like and trust us. But actually, if we keep talking to just those same people all the while, the chances are, if they were going to buy, they would have bought from us by now. So if they're not buying, go back to this stage and add more new people into the mix, because sometimes that's what it needs. It needs that new energy. It needs that freshness. It needs you going out and talking to other people. That one is so easy to forget. It's so easy. You do it once and you go, right, I've got 100 people on my Facebook page. I've got 500 people on my Facebook page. I've got everybody. I'm just going to talk to them. The trouble with Facebook is that we know that they don't show everything to many people. So we've got that as a challenge to overcome. I'm going to be talking about social media later this week. So I'm going to come back to how we overcome and how we do this process. This is just the overview. Rest of the week. Yes, guess what's coming? Social media is one of them. I've thrown myself now. Terrible. Right. The joys of live video. Oh, thank you, Victoria. She's just shared my video. That's very, very nice of you. Thank you. So, know, like, trust, Loyalty. For the rest of this week, we will be going through it and looking at how you actually do that. At each stage, we will look at that. For now, you've just got to be very aware that if you keep talking to the same people all the time, you're going to get the same results, and that you don't want. You really, really don't want. You need to keep coming back to this one quite regularly. That means being seen in groups, getting out and talking to new people, and sharing just how wonderful your products are. Because this is what this actually comes down to, is I know I only have to, if I went now through and looked at some of your Facebook pages and some of your other social media platforms, I'll know that a huge percentage of your posts are not product related to you or not related to your ideal customer. Ideal customer, they're the people you want to get in front of. They're the people who you want to get to know. Again, I'll be talking more about those later in the week. I've just thrown myself completely. It's this heat. I'm blaming the heat. It's all to do with the heat. I've got to have some water talking of heat. So, stop talking to the same old people because you'll get the same results. If you're not getting the results that you want, double check. Am I talking to the right type of people, which is your ideal customer? Have I picked them? Am I getting there? If you are on your Facebook page, you're just sharing random information and they're the posts that are getting the response. And the posts where you're sharing your work aren't getting the response, then I would query, are you in front of the right ideal audience? Your ideal audience are the people who, once they've had the chance to know you, like you, trust you, will then buy when the time is right. There is that other caveat in there, isn't there? They're not going to go and buy completely randomly. But yeah, so there you go. That is my first live class. A little bit brief, partly because of the heat, and also because you're not asking me many questions. Look at your marketing through the eyes of someone has to have the chance to get to know you first, then they've got to get to like you, so they can trust you to buy from you, and then they become that loyal customer. It's a sales funnel. I talk about sales funnels quite a lot if you're in my members club or if you're in Make Your Way to Success. It's a term I absolutely hate in so many ways, but actually it sums it up perfectly. Right, I'm going to do my usual now, which is randomly draw on a piece of paper. I should have done this in advance, shouldn't I? Can you hear that aeroplane? Very noisy. I do apologise if you can. So, I'd have done this in advance if I thought about it. Anyone who joins me for Q&As in Members Club, now I do this quite regularly. So we've got, this just might help you understand why it's so important. Okay. It's a good job I had a random pad in front of me, isn't it? Okay, so, can you see? You can see. A-level art, don't knock it. Took skills to do this, honestly. Right, so nose at the top, and this is where the people come in at the top. So technically I should actually have put arrows coming down. So this is your new people coming in at the top. You're always going to have a few people leave because they're just going to go, no, just not quite for me. That's normal. It's nothing to worry about. And this is where you realise that actually marketing is a numbers game, really. It really is. It's a case of the more people you get in front of, the more people you give the chance to get to know you, the more people have a chance to get to like you, and they trust you and will buy. And once they buy from you and they're this loyal customer, they help feed back in. That way, feed back in, either way to be honest, they feed back in to the top. And that's the process and the strategy that you need behind your marketing. So, but if you do this once and never do this again, you're only talking to the same people. So if lots of these people have dropped out either side and the others aren't ready to buy, you're just talking to the same people over and over and over and over again. Or maybe they have trusted you and they have bought from you, but then they've kind of dropped off because you do need this loyalty. I'm not very good with my left and rights on camera. Loyalty does need following up. You do need to keep talking to people. So how do you do this? Well, social media has a huge factor on here. emails and sending emails and being regularly seen in lots of places, and even using things like Facebook advertising here. And then this is all about making the offers, and this is about when you have to be kind of like, yes, I've got this for sale, and get out there and actually sell it. Doesn't sell itself, so you've got to showcase your work. And then this loyalty, again, that's by keep talking to people. So has that helped? Does that help sum up? I hope so. I really hope so. But you're still being very quiet. Come on, I can see you there. Any questions? Can you see how that can relate to you? Can you see how you might actually be able to improve your marketing already? Is there anything out there that you can change? Are you talking to new people, or are you putting the effort into getting in front of new people as well? Do you actually make the offer at the end? Do you do the hard work of going out and getting in front of new people and giving them the chance to get to know you and like you, but then just jumping back to the top? Because that is another thing that quite often happens, is sometimes that bit is all that happens. Because this, if you don't make the offer, they're never going to buy from you. So they can see straight away, if you do that and you're talking to the same people, then you're going to have an issue with your marketing, because at some point these people are going to stop buying from you because they've bought enough from you. If you only do that, you're never making the offer, so they don't get the chance. And if you're doing this, this is one of the worst things you can do. Because this is effectively your double glazing salesman knocking on your front door and going, hello, I'm from your local double glazing sales person, office, business, that's the word I'm looking for, business, and I want to replace your windows. I want you to buy from me now. I will give you a great offer if you do it. All this process has been missed out in the middle. This is the time-consuming bit. This is the hard bit, getting people to actually like you, because once they like you and they become this loyal customer, they're not going to go anywhere else. You've got to do something wrong for them to go somewhere else. So yeah, don't be a double glazing salesman. Don't do that. Don't keep talking to the same people over and over and over and over and over and over again. And don't not make the offers, because that's what you're here for. That's what this is all about. Right, Wemmy, hello. It's helped. Can't wait for the rest of the series this week. I definitely need some new people. It helps to know this process. Brilliant. It makes a big difference. I mean, there are other factors. I'm not telling you that this is kind of absolutely everything, but this is the basics of it. This is the foundations of it. You've also got timing in there. You've got to time it right. So if your audience is a bride who's about to get married, then obviously you need to be timing it just before they're going to get married. You don't want to be targeting 16-year-olds who haven't yet even thought about it. Yes, so there is an element of timing in there as well, but that's about knowing your ideal customer. That's about getting out and being seen by the right people and knowing where they are at and why they buy from you, what their triggers are. But anyway, that's a whole bigger issue. So why am I putting this video series together? The reason I'm doing this is to raise my awareness. I'm here. I'm up here at the moment. This is part of me getting in front of new people so they can have a chance to get to know me and to give you a chance to like me as well. And trust me, I'm following this process right now, and I'm using Facebook Live video to do it. It's that simple. And my offer to you is going to be the fact that I'm starting my 4-week marketing course, Make Your Way to Success, again on the 3rd of July. I've just had a query in my head. I've got to check the date. If that's the month, yeah, it is the 3rd. My head suddenly told me it was the 6th. I'm going, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's the 3rd. The 3rd of July. And at the moment, I have an early bird offer on. It's £89 for the 4-week course, which is amazing value. And all of this is massively in depth. I am going to give you more over the next week. It was meant to be Monday to Friday, this course, but yesterday it just wasn't going to happen. I'm not going to bore you with the details, but it wasn't going to happen. So we're going to, the last one will be on Monday next week. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this, so I can get out there and tell you all about my Make Your Way to Success course. But I'm not going to bore you with it. I'm just going to remind you at the end of the class each day that if you want any more from me, if I can help you any more, then that is one of the best ways to get started with me. And £89 for all the information you get is an absolute bargain. Okay, so any other questions? 24 minutes and I was aiming for half an hour. That's good for me. So if you've got any more questions, I've got another few minutes where I can hang around. Please just ask. Is there anything in there that kind of you just go, well, that doesn't apply to me. That won't work. Or is it making sense? Can you see? I wish I'd put this together first now, you know, instead of I had my flashcards thinking, oh, I like those when I see videos with those. This is far better, isn't it? You can see straight away, if you skip any of the stages, how it makes a massive difference. And if you don't take advantage of that as well, if you're not asking for testimonials, if you're not asking for feedback, if you're not delivering that exceptional customer service that I know that you can, that gets this, you can see that you're losing out on a big trick there as well. I'm smiling as I keep putting my hand in the wrong direction. So, I'm going to leave that up on the screen. And this is never ending, this process. It should never be ending, because if at any point you stop this, you're in trouble. And this involves just making sure that you know who your ideal customer is, you know who you're targeting, you know who you're talking to as well. This is the foundation stone, because if you're not being seen by the right people, then none of this matters. Oh dear, and you thought marketing was so simple of just jumping onto social media and sharing a few pictures, didn't you? We need that strategy behind it, we need that thinking behind it, because that gives you that long-term sustainability. Okay, so any other questions? Otherwise I can just sit here and waffle. I don't waffle, I do talk a lot of sense, I promise. So there you go. When I started and you heard me say, no, like, trust, yeah, right, that's not important. I hope that now you can see. I keep putting it down, I shouldn't, should I? I should leave it up. I hope now that you can see. Oh, I'm back. I was about to put a message on saying Wi-Fi issue. I disappeared. I didn't really. Just the Wi-Fi did. Don't know why. It's normally pretty good, so I don't know what happened there. We're all obviously struggling with the heat, including the Wi-Fi. So, yeah, you've got to give people a chance to know you. And this is where you're sending your traffic. This is how you are getting people to find you on your website or to find you on Etsy. This is all of this. All of that is absolutely crucial. Okay, so it can be anything from keywords on Etsy to SEO on your website to just sending people to go and look at your website because you're posting interesting stuff. So this can be blogging, it can be anything at all. There's so many different factors that come in here. As I say, we're going to work through this for the rest of the week. Like, that's giving people a chance to see you regularly. This is about being consistent and about being seen regularly. It's about showing up on social media. So this is kind of, you need your platforms in of where you're selling from in place. And then you've got to get people a chance to get to find you. And where you are on social media as well. This is giving people a chance to see and hear from you regularly. Consistency here is absolutely crucial. Because otherwise, other people are out there talking to them. Okay? And then we've got the trust, which is when they buy. So you're having to make the offers. And then it's going round and round and round. And it's never ending. Jane, one of the best bits of advice I was given when I started was that people buy from people they know, like and trust. It takes time. It does take time. There's an awful lot of time in here. Yeah, it does take time. This isn't an you can see, surely this isn't an overnight process. In fact, this is the scary fact. Every single day, each and every one of us sees about 5,000 different adverts for something. Now, some of those adverts will be something, I don't know, count this video as an advert for me and Make Your Way to Success. There's one. There's something else. I used this pen. So, Stedler. I never know how to say their name. But that's almost an advert. So we are seeing 5,000. You're competing with all of those to get known. That's the scary fact. That's the really, really scary fact. But you've got to do it. It's the only way. So it is not overnight. You're not going to get overnight to accept. I've got a blog post, I think, on my website that says you need to be knowable, likeable and trustable. And you are. I know you are. But if you've got to put yourself out there for that process to happen, you've got to be seen, you've got to show up. It doesn't matter if you're shy or you're introvert or if you're an extrovert. It really makes no difference. If you want a successful business, you've got to show up somewhere, or you've got to have somebody else doing the show up for you. So, Gemma, thanks so much for this. All good information. Fantastic. And this is just a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit. This is just the starting point. As I say, if you want the full in-depth, if you want to really get your head around this and you want to make sure that you know all this, you understand your ideal customer, that your pricing is right, that your product descriptions and your photographs work, and that you know how to use social media as well to take advantage of this process, then make your way to success. Starting on the 3rd of July. I can see a few people on here have already taken it as well. So yay! It's a really, really good course. But the thing you've got to remember with marketing is it is never ending. This process never ends. It doesn't matter if this is talking to somebody in a supermarket queue or just, I don't know, face to face at a craft fair so your people have got a chance to get to know you, or whether it's online. But this can never finish. Okay, as I say, why am I here now? Why do you see other people on social media? It's because that's the process that's happening, but you need to kind of work it through. Hello. Jane, yes, you have twice. Yeah, that's one of the things I do offer with Make Your Way to Success. If you sign up for Make Your Way to Success and things happen, life takes over, and you don't get the chance to take full advantage of it, when I run it again in the future, just ask me and you can join back in again. Because with Make Your Way to Success, you get the whole course. You get I wasn't going to go into all this today, sorry. I can't help it. I love it too much, too excited by it. So you get the course, you get a Facebook group where you get me for 4 and a bit weeks. I normally stay a bit longer. And you also get a couple of Q&As, which is basically this, where you get to ask the questions. So yeah, that's that. But if you don't get a chance to take advantage of it all, I will happily just let anybody who's previously joined come and join again. There's no problem with that. Oh, I should let you know how to join, shouldn't I? That would be a sensible thing to do. I've got a video challenge going at the moment, and all I do is I'm telling them is make sure you start with an intro and end with an outro, which includes a call to action and tells them how they can get in touch with you. What have I not done? Okay, so you can. In fact, I'm going to post the link. That's the easiest way. If I copy that right now and post it in there. It's in there for anyone who wants to go and have a look. And if you've got any questions, just come and ask me. Hi Liz, watch this when it's off live. Missed the beginning. Oh, it's worth what I think I warm up. I started with flashcards and then realised that actually I had a better way to explain it. It's the heat. Whew, heat's getting to me. So, but there you go. Yeah. So definitely give your audience a chance to know you, like you, and trust you, and then they'll become your loyal customers and do so much of the marketing for you. It's unbelievable. So I've now gone over my 30 minutes. So any questions? I'm going to apologise again. I can hear somebody's got a strimmer or something going outside. So if you can hear that, I do apologise. It's just way too warm today to have the windows closed. Oh dear. I couldn't do this yesterday because there was so much noise outside. It just wasn't feasible. In fact, it was hotter yesterday. So definitely made the right choice. Okay. You've all been very quiet. So quiet. I'm not used to quiet. Any questions, any follow-up questions, if you kind of miss something or anything else, just post them below. I'll happily answer them. My plan is to be back at the same time tomorrow, so about 11 o'clock tomorrow, and then we're going to be looking at this section more. This is where we're going to be coming in, which includes starting to look at your ideal customers and getting a feel for who they are and exactly where it is that you're going to find them as well. I won't be able to cover that in depth. That is in the course. And I'm only giving half an hour here, so we'll do what we can. But hopefully I will see you tomorrow morning about 11 o'clock. And if not, the replay will be here for a little bit. But what I am doing is I will be taking the replays down quite quickly and instead replacing it with a sign up form, so you have to sign up, subscribe just to be able to watch the replay. I hope you don't mind doing that. So I will see you all tomorrow, I hope. Speak to you soon.